Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and a finale of our AMT 1967 Mustang GT Fastback kit. This is for the GWCC, which is Gaahlerie's World Creator Cup 2026. I started this a long time ago, June 16th or 15th, somewhere around there, and just took my time and made sure everything was perfect for it, as perfect as I could do. And I am stoked with how good this came out. I really am. It's a good kit. If you ever want to get, this is the AMT kit. Like I said, the Fastback. Um, it's a fun kit. This one, the 300, the GT 300, and the GT 500 are all pretty much the same kits, just different hoods and different options in them. And man, I tell you what, I want to jump into another one right now. I'm not kidding. I have built the 500 before, the 350 before, but I haven't done the 500. So guess what we're going to end up getting? Let me get this off this turntable. I was so happy with the paint job on here. I had to bust out the turntable. I really don't usually use this thing, but for this, I had to. So let me get this. I'm going to pick it up as gingerly as I can, get that turntable the heck out of the way, and let's start talking about the build. I'll bring you straight down. We'll go straight into this. There is going to be a music video at the end of, the build compilation that I do. And you want to check that out because I had some fun with some music and I found out that I'm allowed to use it. So it's in the end here. Uh, we'll start out. I used the Cricut to get the front stripes and everything on the hood. And then I followed those lines back and over the top, and all the way around the car. Both sides, the front and the back. And I'm ginger with this thing because I know that back hood's going to fall off. So everything lined up really well. I didn't put a front plate on this. I didn't want one. I wanted a cleaner look. I did do the back plate. I did a custom plate. We are pony up. And Dawn from my Grandpa Mark's Hobbies group came up with an awesome idea of putting the resin on the uh, license plate. It makes it look like it has that plastic protector. And if you put a little bit of dye in that thing, you can make that smoked look too. I didn't want the smoked look on this. I wanted to really show it off and be kind of blatant with it. But there you go. The interior came out great. I mean, it came out, I think, better than I ever had an interior come out before. No kidding around. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything. It's just this kit is that good. I don't want to get you seasick. There will be some pictures in the description. And I took your advice and I did flock the two panels in the back. Thank you for the help. I had a lot of help with this on the comment sections of the build, and I hope I did everybody right. I did the best I could. I took as many of the comments as I could and used them, and man, I thank you because it did come out much better than I usually end up with a kit. No kidding around, no joking around either. It was perfect. I'm gonna hit pause here for a second, but it was just an all around fun kit. Let's pop this hood. Um, well, no, let's talk before we pop the hood. Let's talk about the paint. This is a primer of gloss black, the Kaleido gloss black primer. I put 2 coats of the gloss black primer on there, and believe it or not, it just laid down perfectly. It was like, this is a good way to start this build. From there, Rusty and I were messing around in the shop the one day, and we came up with what we're calling metallic blood. I love that color. What it is a base coat of 2 coats of Kaleido's gunmetal. Let that dry for 3 days, and then 2 coats or 4 coats, I'm sorry, of Kaleido's clear red, and they're translucent. The new ones that came out, and man, did it come out nice! It laid down flat every time. With that, I took that, like I said, I took the Cricut and I laid all this out, and then I painted this with their Kaleidos Pearl White, and it was whiter than the white, I think, just because of the pearl in it or whatever. But it looked a lot better on spoon tests. I hate spoon tests, but it did. It looked a lot better on spoon tests, so we went with that, and as you can see, it was a good choice. So now let's pop this engine, and I'm going to bring you in. I don't want to get you all seasick. I'm going to try not to lift this thing and drag it all around and make everybody nauseated. We don't need that today. Did a lot with the engine. Stripped the chrome off of the valve covers, and then I re-chromed them, and then I didn't like that, so I stripped that, and then I hit them with the Kaleido aluminum, and I like that a lot better. It just looks a lot better. We added spark plug wires, and yes, you can check my my firing order. I made sure it was right. We added the brake booster line that comes around here, the fuel line that comes all the way from the gas tank. It comes all the way up and into the fuel pump, and then from the fuel pump up and into the carburetor. Awesome there. I added that heater pipe that comes up from the exhaust manifold to the choke. I thought that was cool that they left that in there, so I had to make it, I had to run everything up. The brake lines come down and they run to the back. We had the little tiny wire go over the top to hold that cap on. I'm not sure if this is a double. I think it's a single. I'm going to say it's a single because that's what it is now. I did remember to add the dipstick. It's right here. And the decals. The decals went on really well. No problem with the decals. The side decals, the engine decals, the gauges inside, I didn't use any. I painted all those by hand. You'll see that in the montage at the end too. But everything went really well. It really did. You can see I added the battery wires. I was going to put a starter coil on the wall here, but it just started getting to where it was like getting junky, and I didn't want that. So we omitted that. It's not in the kit, so I figured I'm okay with that. It really didn't bug me too bad to not put it in, but it did not look right when I was making it. So we opted out. Radiator, just the Kaleido matte, and then I took the Kaleido aluminum and I dry brushed the radiator. I like how that came out. It came out looking just like that waffly that the radiators do. And then I came back and I hit the radiator, the washer bottle, and the battery with, and the two supports with quick shine. And just to give it a little bit of life, I didn't want everything to be matte, but I did want matte on the framework. And as you can see down in the bottom, we have the, I don't know what you call the color. I did know it at one time, but what it is, it's a mixture of all the colors they have put together, and that's what they were spraying their chassis with. And I thought that was pretty neat. So now let me bring this foam board down. Thank you again, Rusty, for this. Yeah, I wouldn't put the foam down here because I'm going to flip this over. My buddy Rusty gave me this foam because I scratched the snot out of the other top and had to struggle with that when I was doing my my last build. So thank you again, Rusty, for that. The little tabs to hold the battery in. We'll talk about the lights here in a second, but I want to talk about the underside of this first, because I did a lot down here. I'll bring in just a smidge if I can. There we go. I'll line you up some. First off, this is that mix everything color that Ford did for the underside. And what that ended up being was, I don't remember now, but it's a Kaleido orange mixed with one of the Kaleido reds, and I'll put it up. It'll be right here. because I can't remember. My brain is not firing all functions today. Um, I did want to leave the cross member black, and the rear end is also supposed to be the same color. I didn't weather that quite as hard as the bottom, because this was, even with the 2 coats of the matte, it was still a little shinier than I wanted. So I used the Kaleidos wood on this for dry brush, and I really liked how it worked. It went very well for me. The blue is their mecha color, and then aluminum. But what I did is inside the tunnel is the brake lines and the fuel line, and that runs up and goes where they're supposed to go. And then I had to do emergency brakes. So I made the emergency brake setup here. It's a little bit loose because I didn't pull it taut when I was all done. So we can do that right this second. It only takes a second to make this look better. Just pull it tight on both sides, and that'll snug this up just a little bit here. There we go. That's a lot better. Just 2 seconds worth. Aluminum on the gas tank and the exhaust. I went ahead with aluminum and then steel, and then I used Weathermaster C with the rust, and then I came back with the panel liner and did that. And I like the way it looks. I did paint these a little bit with the aluminum on the steering linkage, but I did not put the little brass right here. I'll do that. I forgot. I'm looking at it going, oh, you dummy, for the grease fittings. So the undercarriage came out way better than I hoped. You know, it really worked out, because when I first painted that color on there, it was like, that's really ugly. But then everything worked out, and I'm happy I did it now. So I'm going to flip you partial the way over. I did aftermarket Kragers on here with the BF Gridwich. First time I did aftermarket tires and rims, and I'm happy with the way they worked out. I had to do some fudging around to make everything fit, but hey, what the heck? It was worth it. You see all the wires and everything in my battery. Look at how I had to trim. I had to trim both sides of my battery off to get that thing to fit down in here. So if you're going to light it, patience. That's all I can say. The wires, running the wires and everything was simple. That took me an hour. Getting everything to where the wires were neat in the back, because they really had to be neat for this thing to be able to fit in there and not snag up on things. And while I'm talking about it, let's turn it on. So now the lights should be on. We'll drop that in. See, that drops in nice, and it kind of, the wires are kind of holding it up off the back, which is good, because I made the 2 little standoffs on the trunk, so I can get this and lay it in there and fuss around with it just a little bit, and then it lays in there perfect, and then it holds. I can tap it, and it doesn't slide off. If you're not going to build this thing with lights in it, it has that little remove thing that's on here. You don't need to remove that. You can leave that on there and then glue the trunk right to it. Highly recommend doing that, because if not, you're going to have to do like I did and put a couple of little tabs at the back, because this thing will slide off of there like grease on a pig. Not kidding. It is slippery on there. We'll put the hood back on. I didn't do lights on the interior because it was just, you'll see, it was getting to be too many LEDs, and I didn't want to get my battery hot or get 20 minutes out of a battery. So again, I'm going to back you up. We'll get this matte out of the way. Again, thanks, Rusty. That worked out great for more than just that. But the lights, there are 6 in the front, and they really came out good. I don't know what was up with the light lenses they had for this. You would have had to sand your behind off to get those light lenses to fit these two lights. So what I ended up doing is making these two lights with just the UV resin. And when I made that, I mixed that with yellow. On the camera, you're not seeing that as well as it really is. But if you look at the reflection, you can see that those are yellow. And then the clear on these lenses, I had to sand down to make them fit pretty good. Yeah, what are you going to do? But they would have been a third of it. I mean, it was like they put the lenses in for the 350 instead of the lenses in for the GT. So it is what it is. The bottom ones, it had the lenses, but with the LEDs, I couldn't use them. So I had to just go ahead and dye some orange resin and make the lenses with it, and that locks the LEDs in place too. When you do the dye, I found out instead of just the 1 minute cycle like you normally use, do that and then do it one more time because it's still soft on the underneath side. It takes a little bit longer for the dyed resin to harden up than it does for the clear. So there's the front and the back. Man, I'm jazzed about this back. It came out great. And you can see I'm holding this thing like it's a little baby. But the back, I got 6 LEDs in this thing. Because I had to. It had to have them in order to make it look right. So we did 6 LEDs across the back, and talk about a lot of wires. So it worked out. It looks great. The way I put them on was just I glued the UV resin directly to the plastic. And that worked out great for me. It really did. I don't know why this one light here is looking dim, because I'm looking at it square on and it looks perfect. So it's just the camera's being weird. But yeah, it worked out real good. All I did was a little panel liner on the gas cap, and then, like I said, the pony up. And I still have to put the panel liner in the exhaust, but I need 2 more days of dry time for that exhaust before I can do that. So there's everything. You can see that battery is it's just in there. Those wires are kind of just helping things out to keep it from hitting the back so that I can do that with the trunk. And this is great. I hope I did Jerome and everybody at Gaahleri good. Elizabeth, I want to thank you too for everything you've done for me. I couldn't have done this without Gaaheri's help. I'm not kidding. Their paints are by far the best I have ever used in my life. So let's do all the thank yous for that, and then we'll jump right into the music video. So again, this is part of the GWCC, the Gaahleri World Creator Cup. You can find this by going to gwcc.online, and that'll bring up the GWCC, and then you can look around and see how what everybody else is doing, because it's multi format. It's not just cars, it's everything. And there's some really talented people there. Let's thank Gaahleri for everything they've done. If you're getting anything from Gaahleri, use Grandpa Mark. It'll get you 10% off, even if it is on sale. If you're getting it from Amazon, use the code across the top, or go down in my description and use that code. It'll save you 10% too, and I'm pretty sure that's even on sale. I want to say we're going to have the 24-hour group build really soon. This is in October 17th, as a matter of fact, at 8 a.m. Eastern time is when we're going to fire it up, and we're not going to stop till one of us falls out of the chair. You can go to the store and get anything from the store, and all the proceeds are going to go for this 24-hour build. So grab yourself a coffee cup or a mug or whatever and do that. And I want to thank the veterans, our first responders and our active duty people, for putting it on the line every single day. And without them, we couldn't do what we're doing. So I salute each and every one of you, and I thank each and every one of you. Automotive Model Car Livecast will be on this Thursday at 8 p.m. Check it out. You'll have a blast. They have one of the best chats I've ever seen in my life. I'm not kidding. And now with that, let's fire up this music video. At the end of that, I'm just going to let it roll out. But this is my song. I wrote it and then had it put to music, but it was a blast. So check it out. And with that, I thank each and every one of you for watching. Y'all have a great day and a better tomorrow. Now let's fire up this music.
There's a light on in the workshop down at the end of the hall. A stack of model kits waiting, lined up against the wall. I've been building since the 60s, and I still love every day. Turning little pieces into dreams the old-fashioned way. A little paint, a little patience, a little sand in here and there. Some lessons learned the hard way, some stories we can share. It ain't about perfection, it's about enjoying the ride. Finding a little peace and quiet with good friends by your side. Welcome to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies. Pull up a chair and stay a while. We'll build some classic hot rods and share a laugh and a smile. From first-time builders to old hands who've been around the bend, there's always room at the workbench for another friend. So leave your worries at the doorway, let the good times roll. One model at a time, we're building more than cars, we're building soul. We talk about the tools we use and tricks we've come to know. The paint jobs that turned out just right and the ones that didn't go. We join up for some group builds, challenge ourselves for fun, and celebrate each finished project when the work is finally done. Some nights it's all about Mustangs, some nights Chevy Steel to show. And every kit's a new adventure and another road to go. No matter where you're coming from or how long you've built before, you're welcome here to grab a seat and build a little more. We'll come to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies, pull up a chair and stay a while. We'll build some classic hot rods and share a laugh and a smile. From first-time builders to old hands who've been around the bend, there's always room at the workbench for another friend. So leave your worries at the doorway, let the good times roll. One model at a time, we're building more than cars, we're building soul. Life moves fast out on the highway, but here we slow it down. Just a hobby, some good people, and a little peace we found. To Grandpa Mark's Hobbies, where every build has a story to tell about the roads we've traveled and the memories that serve us well. So settle in and get lost in the build, let the worries disappear. Keep your hands busy, let your mind unwind, and make yourself at home right here. We'll see you at the bench again until tomorrow rolls around. Here at Grandpa Mark's Hobbies, the best little workbench in town. Build what you love, take your time, enjoy the journey through, and thank you for stopping by. We're always glad to build with you. Just one more thing I have to say to before I let you go. Have a great day and a better tomorrow.